Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done just a vlog here, so bear with me if I seem a bit awkward and not like I'm used to it anymore. So there were a number of things that I wanted to get out there and didn't want to pair them into videos where I was playing games because they just aren't related and would be a bit far of much discussion where I was not actually focusing on the game and where what I was saying might take away from the gameplay. And some of my friends wanted to see me do vlogs again anyway, instead of just playing games all the time. And if that works out, that works great. YouTube actually wants people recording for it to do a bit more educational material, and I'm no teacher, but I'm sure there are some things I could record that might be of educational value. Maybe some programming tutorials or something. Also, could just like tell scary stories, or take a try again of telling the stories of my own characters, or all kinds of things. Another big question on my mind, though. I mean, that topic's something to keep in mind. If you guys want to give me something in the comments to work with, what you'd like to hear out of me, what you'd like to see and me talk about in these vlogs, that's great. But another thing, again, probably for the comments section, is that I have been throwing around the idea for a while of doing a Twitch channel as well as YouTube. I'm just kind of bouncing on the idea of whether to just replicate the videos put the videos that we already have on YouTube on Twitch, and then whenever I upload, remember to upload to both, or whether to do just content that's just for Twitch, and if I go that route, what game to start on Twitch and how to kind of make the Twitch channel feel different than the YouTube channel. One of my nephews has sort of been suggesting that if I start on Twitch, probably start with playing Fortnite for a launch title, which I haven't played. I mean, we've seen all kinds of people playing it already because that's the game that's currently kind of blowing up. That and Baldi's Basics. But yeah, so if anybody has any feedback on whether they'd like to see me get into Fortnite, whether they'd like to see me recreate my exact duplicate of our YouTube channel on our Twitch channel, assuming we even get as far as making that Twitch channel, or just launch titles in mind for a Twitch channel if we want to make it kind of look and feel different. Another thought I had in mind was possibly of actually getting games that may have some adult content into the channel. As much as I tried being child-friendly, there are a lot of games out there that kind of skirt I can't even pretend they skirt the border. There are some fantastic games, like Detroit Become Human, that are just fraught with swearing, have scenes in inappropriate locations that are otherwise inappropriate for children, but the game itself is more than just those scenes, more than just that language. It's just that language and those settings kind of get in the way of keeping it family-friendly content. Yeah, I think that's about it for all I got for this video. But I guess a short video is better than nothing. I'll probably come up with like scripts for future vlogs so that I can make them a bit longer than 5 minutes without running out of things to talk about. And it's not that I don't have things to talk about, it's that I don't have them organized in my head, so I don't have them prepared to talk about them. That being said, I hope you guys like what you're seeing on the channel. If you don't, let me know, and let me know what I can do to improve it. Oh, another thing that I really probably should mention is that I've been pretty strict, as much as I've talked about early on getting editing software so we can edit our videos and cut out some of the boring stuff or add some special flair to make it pretty and cool. I've grown pretty well attached to the fact that we've been a no edit channel so far, and because it just feels like there's a sense of honesty behind that. And I'm not going to call people like Mark and Jack and 8-Bit Ryan or whoever that do a lot of heavy editing in their videos liars for what content they put out, because what they're doing is actually what is there. It's just that they cut all the long, boring stuff, a lot of the failure that they have to go through to get to the ending of these games. Like, I don't know the exact play times any of them have, because they don't go out of their way to tell you how long they've been struggling with particularly hard segments of a game most of the time. But I do know, at least with really difficult things like some of the FNAF custom nights, Markiplier has mentioned that he's been doing this for 5 hours or 8 hours or something like that, and yet what we get in the end, because he tries to cut out all the boring stuff, so we don't have to sit through all of it with him, is like a half-hour video or a 15-minute video. And I mean, he does that for our entertainment value, and I appreciate that, but for my own channel, I just haven't been doing that. And the same nephew that suggested I launch Twitch with Fortnite said I probably should start editing some, but I'm leaving that up to the fans. However many there may be, or few there may be, if people want to see less of the boring, grindy stuff that happens and just cut to what's new and interesting and fun, or if people want me to stick with my no-edit with my no-edit video model I've been doing, you get to. I mean, there are pros and cons to both sides. If I start editing, you'll get more streamlined content, only seeing the actual fun and interesting stuff. Whereas if I stick to the current model, then you get to see everything that happens. You get to know exactly where I go to do whatever in whatever game I'm playing. So if you're having trouble with the game, if you're playing the game yourself and having trouble, you could actually reference one of my videos to find out where I went, to how I solved the problem, instead of just seeing whatever happened to jump scare me, or whatever killed me most recently, or how the ending of the game looks, or whatever's interesting. But yeah, those are some thoughts that are on my mind right now. There are some others that I might get into if I try to do the educational thing with. I'll probably try to stick to like game design educational things or programming educational things. Maybe a bit of social commentary here and there, just based on my own personal opinions, but I can only really talk about what I know. And while I've never made a game, I spend a lot of time reading about game design and watching another YouTube channel called Extra Credits that if I do talk about game design, I'll have to confess probably a decent amount of my material comes from me reinterpreting things they've already said. But yeah, gonna try to mix in some more vloggy stuff because I'd like for friends that have a bit of free time and want to see a video from me every once in a while to actually have videos that they want to see up, rather than just knows, well, I'm playing games again, oh well. Now, after this, I'm probably going to record another quick episode of Subnautica, and then maybe see if I can get Diablo 3 to be a little more recording friendly, because tonight when Kiersey gets out of work, we're going to try to start seasonal characters together, because a new season just popped on Diablo 3. And I basically haven't missed a season since they started rewarding free gear for it. Circumventing RNG in games has been a mainstay of how I play games forever. Anytime you actually do see me cheat at a game, it's probably just to circumvent bad RNG, or to streamline parts of the games that get really, really boring and grindy. Like, say, if if we continue playing through the Final Fantasies, at some point I am probably going to use a cheat code that increases experience gain, just because of the fact that at some points in Final Fantasies, like just after the Mount Ordeal segment of Final Fantasy IV, trying to not be spoily here, even though the game is almost as old as I am. But just after the Mount Ordeal segment in Final Fantasy IV, you got to do a lot of leveling up in order to actually progress to the next section without just getting smashed by everything that is going to face you. And that's about how I cheat at games. I only do it to streamline slow, unnecessarily slow content, or to bypass bad RNG. Not really a justification there, because cheating is still bad, and I'll call myself out on it. And if you guys want to comment punishments for times you catch me using a cheat code in a game, fair, all's fair. I'll take the punishment rather than avoid it, and accept my fate for whatever cheating I will inevitably do. As for Subnautica, I do know that there are console commands that get very cheaty very quickly with that, but I don't use them, and might use them after I've completed the story, just for making a fancy base. Because you guys probably don't want to watch me go gathering titanium and quartz and all these materials all over the planet after I've already beaten the story. You just want to see well, if you guys even want to see me make a base, you just want to see what kind of base I'm going to come up with. Or I would hope. If you guys actually want to see a whole bunch of grindy, random gathering, grab stuff, there's not really going to be much to say about that. That might be a time to just do some commentary on other things while I'm doing it. But I think it'd probably benefit all of us if, as said, I made it a short video of, like, Subnautica cribs. Come see my home. I should probably have ended this at the 5-minute mark before I started going off on other topics. But I'll remedy that by ending it now. Have a nice day, everyone, and don't forget to comment if there's something you want me to know about. Do you want to see something different? Bye, everyone.